Greetings! I hope you have had a good week. I moved this week, so it's been a little hectic, but here we are, finally settled in and ready to go. This week, I would like to talk to you about something that I speak with people about all the time. It's actually pretty straightforward. Sometimes people don't like my answers because they sound too simple or too ordinary, but it is actually true. The first step would be to think about whether this is really what you want to do in your career as your next career. Some people who come from very stressful careers like lawyers, for example, they might have a bit of a romanticized idea of what fundraising is all about. And it is a stressful job as well. It's a very rewarding job, but it is not, there's a lot of rejection, right? I mean, let's face it. And this is not for everybody. It is a stressful job insofar that you have constantly numbers to meet, you have goals, financial goals, activity goals, and some people might not do well with that kind of pressure. So think about it, talk to other fundraisers, get a sense, is this what I want to do? That would be the first step. If you know that you want to be a fundraiser, then prepare your resume accordingly. Write a fundraising resume. And what I mean by a fundraising resume, if you're not a fundraiser, how do I do that, right? It's actually quite simple. You want to quantify your successes. That's always important because you want to show numbers. If you were in sales, business development, tell us about the revenue you brought in, the number of people you have managed, the number of people you have met with, stakeholders, external relations type of activity. That is all really important. You also want to align your hard skills as closely as possible in your resume, your fundraising resume. What I mean by hard skills in comparison to soft skills are things that you can learn. Education, work experience, all that. So learn skills. The soft skills would be your personality. That is how you convince people in an interview. It is really important to have good soft skills as a fundraiser, but your hard skills get you an interview, and a really good interview where you can show your soft skills, where the selection committee can say, okay, this one is a fundraiser. I can see them out there networking, making asks, closing a deal. That's the soft skills part. But in order to get there, in order to get to the interview, you need to align your hard skills as closely as possible. If you want to be a fundraiser and you have been in sales and business development, your sales experience, your experience with relationship management, that is really closely aligned to the fundraising skill set that we're looking for. So really explaining that transferability in your resume. Also, if you are a marketing and communications specialist, but you've worked in the for-profit sector, the corporate sector, and you want to break into nonprofit, it would be a really good idea to start in a marketing role, because you can align your hard skills very closely there, because essentially you're doing the same role, you're doing it in a different environment, and rather than selling products, you're selling ideas, you're selling the importance of investing in your charity. So that would be closely aligning your hard skills. Networking is super important, getting in front of people and telling them that you want to be a fundraiser and why. Our community is a very welcoming one and always very happy to help, to have a phone call, a Zoom call, a coffee, hopefully soon again, and talk about the career. And as you are making these connections, people will remember you, and if there's an opportunity, they might call you themselves and say, you know what, we have a job opening, or they might call me and say, you should talk to Phil. But maybe you're like, okay, I've already talked to that guy. But one person talks to another, introduces you to another one, and that's how you build your network. And with that constant networking activity, eventually, I am positive you will make that connection where you get that job. I say this all the time. Get a job. Get your first job in fundraising. And it might not be the perfect job, but at least it will put you on that path, on that career path to a fundraising career. Being a fundraiser is like real estate, being a realtor. It's very similar in that sense that you can get a real estate license very easily, right? A few months, half a year, I'm not quite sure how long, but I understand it doesn't take too long to get a real estate license. The same with fundraising. You can take courses, you can learn the theory, but in both situations, you're not going to get magically hired because you don't have a track record yet. No one is going to list a house with you just by seeing your ad. You need to build that network. You have to produce, and then when you have that track record and have built that trust with your community, they will come back and they will spread the word, and you will get more and more successful. And the same in fundraising. Once you have had that opportunity to prove what you can do as a fundraiser, the next job will be much less difficult to get, and then you move up from there. So it is really as simple as that. Get that first job that gives you the opportunity to prove that you are a good fundraiser. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that was a little bit helpful, and we see you next time. Stay healthy.